of WWE where when they have somebody holding that Money in the Bank briefcase is there's a pattern there. They seem to repeat it over and over again, which is whoever wins the briefcase will subsequently not win many matches until it's their time to cash in. And I guess they feel that by doing that, it becomes more of a surprise when somebody cashes in, as if like there's some uncertainty if they'll win because they've been losing a lot, and then potentially it sets up feuds for that person should they win the championship and have all these guys that they lost to as potential challengers. I personally think that's the opposite way that you should be doing it. I think somebody who wins a briefcase should get a lot of momentum and be booked as a credible challenger. That way when they win the title, they can be looked at as a credible champion as opposed to somebody that's been losing for months on end. Either way, they had a DQ finish here with Corbin. Not to jump ahead too far, but they did a rematch on SmackDown on Tuesday, and Nakamura beat him cleanly. So not a lot of good stuff happening for Baron Corbin at the moment. Nakamura, again, I don't want to jump all over the place, but he's going to get an opportunity to be the number one contender for the WWE title when he faces John Cena on SmackDown next week. But so it looks like they're moving away from this feud, at least for the moment, unless there's some shenanigans in that match on next Tuesday.
Yeah, Nakamura versus John Cena is a huge match. I'm surprised they would do that on SmackDown, which is cool. I mean, it's going to get people tuning to SmackDown because I think numbers have been very low the last couple of weeks. So this is a good way to try to bring people in. But I don't think this match did anything for anybody. Speaking of this one was a tough one. Becky, Charlotte, Lana, Tamina, and Natalya in a fatal 5-way. It's not a fatal, then. That bothers me. It's not a fatal 5-way elimination match. Because a fatal would mean one pin and you're done. But what do I know? So a 5-way elimination match for the number one contendership. Natalya gets the win over Charlotte. What do you make of that? What? Just tell me what you think first, because I still don't know.
As far as why she won?
As far as why she won the finish and why Lana is wrestling.
I don't know why Lana is wrestling. I assume it's because she wants to.
She's terrible.
Well, so is Tamina, so we could probably throw that in there.
At least Tamina could throw a super kick, even though she falls afterwards.
I'm pretty sure she concussed somebody with that pretty badly at one point, or possibly busted somebody's mouth really bad. So
who was? I remember that.
I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, but
while you talk, I'm going to look it up.
It definitely happened. As far as Natalya winning, I guess I don't know. I have to assume that the long term, or I don't know how long term it is, but the future of the women's championship on SmackDown is going to be with Carmella. So they probably. I don't know if Carmella's going to take it off of Naomi. My guess is that she will, and that's probably why they're keeping Charlotte and Becky away from title matches and winning the title at this stage. So I'm going to guess that they're going to continue with heel challengers for Naomi until they have Carmella cash in. So there you go. So that leaves Natalya, because Lana and Tamina are not good and would not fare well. I mean, Lana obviously had several matches against Naomi already. They probably could do Tamina if they wanted, but I don't think that's really a good idea. They have Natty on the roster, who's a very solid in-ring wrestler, so they decided to have her win here and delay any sort of babyface challenge from Becky or Charlotte until the title probably shifts onto Carmella. That's my guess.
Yeah, she's a clean worker too. She's not very flashy. She doesn't do like the Charlotte moonsault and stuff like that, but she's very crisp. On the mic, not so much, but. It should be an interesting, it should be a good match. It should be a clean match, I hope. I will say the finish was really tough in this one. That schoolboy into the buckle, it just felt incredibly flat to me, because I don't want anybody taking any bumps that are going to hurt them. But this one, was a very slow-looking bump, and I appreciate what they tried to do with, Natalya being the veteran and stuff, but it just, for me, the finish was kind of out of nowhere. Yay? Nay? No? Maybe? I don't know. Well, it could have just been me, because I watched it the next morning, but...
No, I don't know. I mean, there just wasn't... I mean, there was nothing...
No heat for the match, really?
Yeah, nothing really special about it. I mean, Becky had some momentum at one point, had back-to-back eliminations within about, 20 seconds of each other.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Back-to-back-to-back.
Well, I think then she knocked out Tamina and Lana back-to-back very quickly, and then quickly after that, Natalya rolled her up. So, 3 of the 4 eliminations occurred within about 30 seconds of each other, which, again, I'm not a huge fan of that in these types of matches, but it could seem like they're building to like a long match, and then all of a sudden rapid-fire eliminations, and then 2 more minutes later, and the match is over. So, but, you know, it is what it is. They put almost the whole division into the match, with the exception of Naomi and Carmella. So, well, it's fine. Natty will win. Natty wins, and then she'll face Naomi at SummerSlam, and then who knows when Carmella will cash in, if it'd be at that point or later on.
That's a good call. Maybe it's SummerSlam. That would be interesting to see. And plus, in her hometown, quote unquote, even though she's from Boston, I think she's billed from New York. So,
Carmella?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know she says that she's the princess of Staten Island, but I don't know. I've never actually checked to see.
Yeah, she's from Boston. She was like a Patriot cheerleader.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. So was Ellsworth. Oh, he could probably make a return too. To think about it, because his 30-day suspension is probably up right around SummerSlam. So that's going to lead us to Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles. And am I right? Joe's checking. Well, let's see what we got here.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you checking on the Carmella thing?
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm not crazy. I definitely remember reading that at some point.
Yeah, she's from Worcester.
Worcester, Mass. What an ass. How you doing? Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, man, these two, you think you couldn't put two better guys in the ring together to put on a phenomenal match, and these two did not click at all. Just like the month before, we were kind of talking about it. It was very disappointing. Owens and AJ Styles had a great match at Tommy Dreamer's House of Hardcore, probably maybe early 2015, late 2014. And these two, they had a lot more creative freedom, of course, but they had a fantastic match, and that's why I had such high hopes for these two now. But, whether it be their styles have just changed so drastically, or the WWE is kind of keeping them from realizing their full potential in the ring, this was another match that came off flat. Especially, the whole match was very plodding. Kevin Owens' penchant for headlocks is really draining on me. I get it, you headlock city, and you want to be the heel and get heat by doing a boring move in a match. You're not really getting heat. You're taking me out of the match, because I think it was at 3 different spots when you had the chin lock on. And the actual match itself was very slow, very methodical, and a finish. Apparently, there was a botch in the finish. I was reading there was I don't know. It was very. AJ got rolled up, and he didn't even, his body went limp, and he took the 3 count, which is not like him. So I don't know if they had to call an audible on that match, or if there was a problem with it, which is why they went for the quick turn 2 days later. But to me, another match that was just not good at all.
Yeah, rumor has it that they changed the finish of the match during the match. I don't know how true that is.
Really?
But I don't know why they would do that. Makes no sense.
Was the same person supposed to win the whole time?
Well, I think AJ was supposed to win because the betting odds were like heavily favored to him. That's what was listed.
Really?
So he was, I guess, originally booked to win, and then either the story is that Vince or somebody changed the finish as the match was going on, or there may have been a botch of some sort in the match, and it wasn't supposed to end with Styles taking the loss. So I don't know, but either way, that's how it went down, and then Styles ended up winning it back 2 days later again. So I don't know why they decided to do that, but they did. And they switched the title like a gazillion times now, and I don't really know.
I think it was like 4 times in 2 weeks, right? 3 times in 2 weeks?
It's changed, like, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times since WrestleMania.
That's rough.
I believe. Because Owens won it at WrestleMania off of Jericho.
Right.
Jericho won it back from him at Payback. Owens won it back from him 2 days later on SmackDown. Then Styles won it at the Garden. And then Owens won it at Battleground. And then Styles won it on Tuesday. That might be 6. I don't remember. I lost count. Too many.
But
there's a lot.
Too many.
Since April.
AJ Styles needs to hold on to this title for at least a year. Like, because I know you're like me, kind of old school. I hate the ping pong of the title.
Yeah.
And but as far as the match goes, what did you think of the actual match, the in ring?
I mean, it was disappointing. I think that's what a lot of people, when you see these two guys on paper, you assume it's going to be a really, really good match, and there'll be a lot of great stuff happening at the end. And then that's not how it went. And the finish was a little messy or confusing for people. So it kind of just put an even bad taste in everybody's mouth when it was over. So it wasn't as good as I think expected. They had a match at Backlash a couple months ago that I think kind of was in the same category. I don't know. I don't know how their match at the Garden was. It'd be interesting to see if that. I think that's going to get released on a DVD at some point. I don't know if I'll ever see it, but I'll be interested to see how that match came off. But the two pay-per-view matches they've had have not been all that good. I know they fought on Raw last year before Styles got drafted to SmackDown. Actually, right before Styles turned heel, I believe. He lost to Owens on Raw. I don't know. I don't remember how good that was or not, but it seemed like it was better than this.
It couldn't. I mean, and the thing is, like, these two guys got 18 minutes, so it wasn't even like a time issue. And if they were going to ramp it up towards the finish, I mean, how long was the match supposed to be? So, speaking of giving time, John Cena, Rusev in a flag match was the next match. This was 21 minutes long. That is a long time for a flag match. To me, very, very boring, very plotting. I think I missed the pre-match instructions end because I did not know that you had to take it off the pole and then walk it all the way upstairs. In flag matches traditionally, has that been the rule?
Not that I can recall.
Okay. So, so I thought once Rusev got it, it was over. It was because I was fast-forwarding a lot. They had some good spots, but it was just so slow and so boring for my liking, and I don't really feel like these two have worked very well together. They probably wrestled together, I don't know, 15 times on TV, stemming from their Mania match 3 years ago.
I think it was the one. It was 31 in California.
So 2 years ago. Oh yeah, BK was there for that.
Mm-hmm.
And just another match to me that just sucked up a lot of time, and you didn't get anything back from it.
Again, I mean, I think it was disappointing. I think these guys are both capable of better. The flag match stipulation does kind of take away from certain aspects of what they could do. It was more of a gimmicky thing. I think as soon as they made the match, my assumption was that Cena would win and it would set him up for a potential title shot at SummerSlam, and that's pretty much exactly what happened. They had Cena win. He beat Rusev beat him in the flag match. He put him through a table before, just as it ended, and now Cena's in line for a title shot at SummerSlam, and nobody knows what the heck Rusev's doing. So that's pretty much what I expected. They have no plan for Rusev. The plan that they had was changed and derailed because of the whole Jinder Mahal thing. So now Rusev, who's better than Mahal and more deserving to be in a main event level slot, has no feud, and Jinder continues on in the championship picture. So
questions abound on Tuesday night. Was this match announced before the show? Sami Zayn versus Mike Kanellis?
Yes,
it was announced. I don't know why. Maybe it was just I don't know. I don't remember. We probably even talked about this match. We did last week, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
I have no recollections whatsoever. Oh, the vase in the back. Now I remember. Yeah, so Zayn got the win over Mike Bennett pretty cleanly, which is strange considering Sami Zayn really never wins. And it was so early in, Mike Bennett's tenure. I don't know. I don't know where you go with this. I don't know if there is any more continuation to the Mike Kanellis, Sami Zayn feud. But I'll tell you, it's not looking good for Mr. Kanellis here in this situation. He doesn't have a lot of heat. Maria is kind of the star of the show. That's what they're doing, and I think he's just along for the ride. And I don't expect in the near future, at least, I don't think you're going to see, many wins in his column.
Yeah, I don't know what the problem is with Bennett. I don't know why you would sign a guy. Obviously, I know his wife is the main part of the act in their opinion. I don't know why you would sign a guy like Bennett, put him right onto the main roster on SmackDown, right? So they didn't send him to NXT. They didn't have him build up any momentum or anything there. And then you put him onto SmackDown figuring, okay, you got a new guy debuting. You put him with Maria. You want them to be a duel, an act. And then he basically cheats to win his first match in 3 minutes, and then loses this match on the pay-per-view, and then takes the pin in a tag match on Tuesday in the same way. So I don't know why he's even there. You could have just taken literally any two other people in the mid card and taken one guy in the mid card and paired him up with a woman who's not doing anything right now, and then just made the same